Oh, my voice sounds awful. So, tonight I'm going to watch The Human Trial, which is a new documentary that was released about finding a cure for type 1 diabetes and the people that are living through the first rounds of figuring this out and what it's like being a test subject for this. I've heard that it's quite the emotional roller coaster, so I'm a little nervous to watch this on a Thursday night. But I'm also hoping to leave this experience feeling very hopeful and relate to it a lot because I'm sure I will relate to what these people are going through. And I'm just very excited that there's even a documentary on this. So here's my second movie review. Let's hope it's a good one. Already a very powerful opening, starting with someone who's been diabetic for 30 years. I've had it for 11, and I cannot imagine 20 more years of this. Even a nurse said she couldn't do this disease herself. Like, oh my God. I'm literally like 5 minutes in. Not even. Like, I'm literally 2 minutes in, and I'm already getting emotional. It's almost validating that I am strong for what I'm doing, even if it doesn't feel like it. But at the same time, they know the ins and outs of the medical field, and they can't even fathom what it would be like. It's gonna be a long movie, y'all. I'm already crying. Oh my God, I shouldn't watch this while I'm PMSing.
It all starts with the pancreas, the ugliest organ in the body.
This is so anxiety inducing. Seeing the surgeries almost happen. The ride to the surgical room, is that what it's called? Well, I've literally been crying this whole time and I'm like 20 minutes in. I think this is a very important documentary. And I'm excited to see where the rest of it goes. And hopefully stop crying every minute.
Now our illness fuels a $245 billion industry designed to manage our disease.
It is literally so criminal how insulin has become so expensive. And I will never get tired of talking about this issue because it is still so pressing. There are people who die every year because they do not have access to insulin. And it is such an injustice. I am at no fault for not being able to produce insulin. There was nothing I did. And by making it so expensive that you can't afford it without being lucky and privileged enough to have good insurance, you are saying that you have to be deserving of insulin. Oh, you don't have it? You're out of luck. Sorry. Like, what message is that sending to people? It is so beyond words. And I'm glad they're touching on it in this because that is probably a reason that so many people would like to cure diabetes because they simply cannot afford it, let alone deal with all of the health issues that come along with it if you can't take care of it, which happens when you can't pay for your insulin. It's like somehow there's a disconnect for the people that don't get it. And I don't know how many more times we can say it until people get it. Anyway, that's enough on my soapbox. I don't even know if I'll include this in the video, but it's worth sharing because it weighs on my heart probably every single day. Will I ever stop crying? Who's to say? The fact that other countries aren't helping as much to support this is really sad because the countries they were going to are some of the most highly affected by this disease, but they don't want to put money into it, at least the way they're portraying it. I wonder if they have other projects that they're supporting, and I'll have to look into that more, but you would think they'd want to support any venture that they could that is to eradicate T1D. It also sucks that it's literally a check-by-check basis, so it could stop at any moment. We can see that they're making strides throughout this documentary, but it could all be for nothing if they don't have the funding for it. And then Big Pharma can come in and actually do some good for once by helping them. And it's so interesting because now it makes me more conflicted about that whole industry when it's so problematic with the rant I went on earlier. But yet it's also helping this with the money that they've earned as funding. It was kind of what I expected, an emotional roller coaster. Lots of excitement and hope, but also it's so hard to watch, especially when you are living with it and know what those people are experiencing. And even then, I don't know what these people are experiencing because they were part of something that had so many unknowns, and then they unfortunately had some elements of excitement and disappointment. I don't want to spoil too much because I encourage you all to watch it. I'm just almost at a loss for words. You can really see the impact that this disease has on people, and that funding and research and support has on people too. And if I didn't know now already, I know that I need to keep working and keep fighting because we are so close. So close. And now that I'm calmed down a little bit, it really was a beautiful documentary. I don't even know what I was expecting going in, but it definitely exceeded so many of those expectations. It touched on so many things that were important, not just to the cure, but to the culture and history of diabetes and the way that it has been in our society for so long. And it ends on such a hopeful note. And I think that's so important to our community because we have so many dark moments that we share with each other and that we experience on our own. But at the end of the day, we all come back together, hopeful, knowing that we're not alone in this fight, and there are people out there whose entire life is dedicated to helping people like us. So if you are watching this, I highly encourage you to please check out the human trial. There's free access to it. I highly encourage you watch it. It has so much good information. It gives so much insight to the importance of supporting this cause. And it taught me so much and made me feel so many things. Whether you are in the diabetic community or not, please check out this movie. It is so important. I will make sure to include a link in the description and in my bio on social media. But I hope you can see why this had such a deep impact on me, and hopefully the next video will not be as emotional and have me crying the whole time. So, thank you so much for watching, and until next time.